So you're thinking of starting a business. That is definitely a very entrepreneurial and exciting thought, and I congratulate you. I just wanted to tell you kind of my experience thus far. I started San Diego Business Doctor about, July, and now it's nearing the end of September. So I'm approximately 3 months in. I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of what it's like, and I had a great analogy that I just thought of. So starting a business is kind of like getting stuck on a stranded desert island, like you're stranded out there, right? So the first part I would say is swimming to shore. So maybe you had a shipwreck or something like that and you're swimming to shore. So swimming to shore would be kind of the first analogy, and that would be deciding what your island is going to look like. So maybe you want to start an athletics company. Maybe you want to start a product or a service. Maybe you want to start an insurance agency, or you are a dentist and you want to start a dentist's office. So the first part is really starting that swim to shore. So you're swimming. Now, this process takes a lot of brainstorming, let me tell you, because you are going to have some challenges along the way. You're going to have family and friends saying like, oh no, maybe it's going to be easier to work at an existing dentist's office for a while. But in your heart, no, I can be more successful at my own dentist's office as my own business manager for my clients, for my receptionist, for my hygienist, all that sort of thing. So that's just an analogy. So you're swimming to shore. So you need to have your shore or your island envisioned as you're doing it. So getting out there, you need to go through the waves. There's going to be a lot of swimming. There's going to be a lot of paddling. There's going to be a lot of avoiding sharks or jellyfish or sea urchins that can puncture your foot as you're getting to shore. So once you decide that, you get onto the beach and you rest in the sand for a minute. And you really need to just kind of sit in that for a moment. So you have your business concept, your idea in mind, and just relish that. So the next step is going to be deciding all of the systems that you need to have in place, whether it be financial systems. Maybe you need an investor for $10,000, $100,000, maybe $1 million or $10 million. You need to figure out what that next step is going to look like for you financially within that system. You need to think about customer, so CRM, customer relationship management. You need to think about, are you going to text them to remind them of appointments? Are you going to even have appointments? Are you selling a product? Are you selling a service? Are you going to need to email clients? Do you need to have a system in place to send out, weekly or monthly emails? Or maybe it's a product that they're buying and you're going to have it shipped to them online. You are going to have an email, then a receipt, an email receipt sent to them. You're going to need to have, the Square or the PayPal or the whatever financial system set in place. You're going to need to have a bank account, right? So that's one of the first steps, is to have a bank account for your business. So all of those systems, are you going to have employees? Who's going to hire those employees? Who's going to train those employees? Who is going to mentor those employees so they don't quit after they, decide that they aren't getting inspired at your company, or they're not getting managed at your company the way that they like? So once you are at shore and you're resting and you're laying in the sand, you're looking up at the sun and you know that it's bright, you know that your future is bright, you need to think of the systems that are going to get you there. So once you get up from the sand, the next part is getting through all of those high weeds, those, what do you call them? They're like cattail plants. So maybe this is just on my desert island. It has, those cattail plants. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my arms through and hiking up through that hill up to the next higher part of the island that has the coconut trees. So, so I'm saying that all of the high weeds and the cattails are all of your systems. So you need to get your systems in place. That is probably going to take you, I would say, a month to 2 or 3 months to get your systems set in place. Whatever systems that you need for your business to get your employees set up, to get your customers managed, to get your funnel built if you're doing a sales profile, to get your financial systems set in place so that you can receive money for the products or services that you offer. Maybe on your website, you want to set up like a promotional code. Maybe you want to come up with a marketing strategy. Maybe you need the physical infrastructure. So maybe you need your physical office. You need your printer, your desks, your chairs, your break room, your supplies. Maybe it's a product that you have and you need to, maybe you're making bath bombs. So maybe you need citric acid. Maybe you need different types of smelling oils or essential oils to put in your bath bombs. Maybe you need the packaging for your products or the marketing material that goes with your labels. So there's a lot to think about before actually starting your business, getting through those weeds, taking the time to make sure that the systems that you set in place will be effective for your long-term goals. Now, another thing that you have to consider is if you just go ahead and you get started, that could be another strategy. But you're going to have those cattails that you're going to have to go through at some point. And even if you get through the cattails, there's going to be more cattail weeds to climb through later on because you might need to adjust the systems that you created initially for your long-term goals. Maybe you want to hit a new target audience. Maybe instead of just, upper middle class, you want to hit, Chinese American upper middle class who are prone to thinking of long-term generational financial success, and you realize, hey, that is an area that I want to go in my business. So you have that. So let's see. So after you have all of your systems in place, then, right, it's supposed to be the time for smooth sailing and really time to collect some coconuts on your island, right? Because that's what we're all after, collecting a whole bunch of coconuts on our island, because coconuts can be a symbol of moolah moolah and top dollar income for you. So the next part is actually being in business. Now, being in business, I'm going to give you the visualization of climbing coconut trees, getting coconuts down, and then getting to store your coconuts, right? So to take that next step, to be in business, you will need to educate yourself about your competitors. Hey, are there any other tree-loving coconut climbers out there with me? If so, what coconuts are they going after? And are they a faster climber than I? Or have they figured out strategies to better climb the coconut tree than I have? So those are some things that you are going to have to research when you are starting your office, your firm, your entrepreneurial efforts. So what I would suggest, be sure to get some good coconut climbing shoes, okay? Get your shoes, your socks, everything. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, equip yourself with all of the knowledge, all of the physical office material that you need. Get yourself set up, okay? Get yourself mentally set up, physically set up, and ready to start. So that means, what is one thing that I had to do? I had to actually redo my entire office to make sure that I was set up for this year for business. So I actually renovated my entire office. I added new walls. I cleaned out the entire room. I've got it's like a 12 by 20 foot space. I added new hardwood floors. I got myself a new office chair. I added my double monitor to my office. I went through all of the paperwork that I had in boxes and really just cleared out my physical space, but then I also cleared out my mental mind space and really got some of that clutter that was keeping me kind of procrastinating, and getting that so that I could have the clear headspace and the clear mindset to start my goals and go into business collecting coconuts. So that's kind of the phase where I am now at San Diego Business Doctor. I have just finished up the majority of my website. I should publish it in hopefully a couple days, if not early next week. Yesterday, I got a professional photo shoot taken so that I can add that to all of my business cards, all of my marketing material. For myself, for San Diego Business Doctor, I'm attempting to do everything to the highest level possible. So that means the highest quality photographer, just because it's a financial firm and I want to market myself well. That means when I look at my CRM, marketing, my customer relations marketing, I want to use the best strategy. So I'm having my SOPs, my standard operating procedures, reviewed by a marketing firm, as well as a copyright, looking over all of the media, the words basically that I would like to use in all of my marketing material. So I'm at that point. So when you are ready to climb that coconut tree, I just want you to know that climbing coconut trees, whatever area of business that you're in, don't think that it's going to be easy. And remember that it's going to take continued education to continue to climb those coconut trees and get those coconut downs as fast as you can. And I think it's important to be sure to say thank yous. So in my business, I plan on sending a personal thank you card by pen and paper, old school snail mail, to every single client after I sell them a financial product, or after I offer them coaching services for my real estate coaching, or my financial coaching or management mentorship. So I plan on having those systems set in place so that there's the human-to-human connection. Now, what was I saying about coconut trees? Okay, so the other thing is, so after you say thank you to the coconut tree, you're going to want to ask the coconut tree for referrals, right? So you took all the coconuts from that tree. Maybe you left a few because you don't want to take everything, but that's kind of an aggressive scenario. But they're going to grow more coconuts, right? So you have helped that coconut tree. You have watered it, you have whatever it needed. Maybe this isn't the best analogy. But you want to be sure to treat your clients very well. Not only when you are trying to gain their business, when you are actually conducting business with them, but also after. You are going to want to be someone who has upworthy ethics and have really a fiduciary responsibility, which means that you have their interests above your own as a client. Because when they feel that you are thinking of them above all else, that will gain you more business in the long run. And also to do philanthropic activities, give it back to your community. Just because that's why we're in business, right? We're in business to make money, but we're also in business to make the world a better place. So that is my speech for today. Thank you for listening, and I wish you the best.